Cool. Let's go ahead and jump in. I know I want to be mindful of everyone's time on the call. So where we're at right now today is we just released a couple days ago this brand new feature with our intake forms. Now, one thing I will say before I even jump into this, intake forms are part of the underscore for the new plan of Concord. If you don't have access to intake forms, just reach out to me. I'll do a quick account assessment with you. We'll figure out which plan you're on and what we need to do to get you those intake forms. So feel free to reach out to me. I'll put my email in the chat here. Most of you probably already have it, but if you don't, just let me know and we can talk about how to get that activated for you. So what we're going to cover today is using templates with intake forms. I'm going to give you a live demo of this, and then we're also going to give you a preview of some of the things that we are also working on, because I hope you know at this point with Concord, we are always building the future of Concord. We're always trying to improve the system and make things better for our users. So what this is that we're talking about today, creating an intake process for your contracts. That's really what this is all about. We previously had released kind of the really simple, fill out this form and that creates an intake request. And honestly, a lot of customers have already started using that, and that's great. It was really just basic and simple. We knew when we released that there's more we need to do here to really get this to be a useful product for the end user. And so that's what we focus on. We're going to help you cut contract cycles with templated link forms. We're going to eliminate return submissions with field guidance. We're going to help you kind of guide the user through how to submit this and why they're submitting it. And then we're also going to help you save resources with automatic template population. So the data that you fill in will then actually push right into the template itself in Concord, which is really cool. You can also link your templates to an intake form. So you got a quick setup here. I'm going to show you how this all works. You can also ensure consistency because you're going to have standardized data fields. They're going to be across all of your forms, and those data fields are based on smart fields that you have in the template. So as you can see what we're doing here, everything is connected in Concord, and that's kind of the goal for the future. And then you can also maintain independent forms regardless of template changes. So you can still use the old forms if you just want the basic stuff, but you can also have those new forms that we're creating as well. You can also set custom tasks for contract requesters. So if you want to do immediate routing, this will make more sense when I show it to you, but you can assign a person to a specific form. So you can say, hey, anytime this NDA form gets submitted, we want this to go to Sally in legal. Or anytime this new vendor request gets submitted, we want this to go to Jill in procurement. So that's basically what we mean by immediate routing. You can also track all requests in one centralized dashboard, and you can eliminate your inbox flooding with targeted notifications. So the notifications will go to you because they're going to be assigned to specific people. You don't need to worry about all the other requests that are not assigned to you. You just worry about the stuff that's coming to you. So that's the idea behind it. All right, let's go ahead and jump in here. Casey, anything you want to add to what we just covered? Any thoughts? Anything you want to add there?
No, what I want to do is just, if you guys have any questions, pop them into the chat, and I'll be able to kind of MC it a little bit, make sure that we cover it while Zach's going over it. But this is a great new feature that we've enhanced. So this is going to be good.
Awesome. Let's jump in. No time like the present, right? Oh, I don't want to show that yet. That's not the right one. There we go. Here we go. All right, so I'm in Concord now. Hopefully you're all familiar with Concord that are on this call. If you're not, reach out. We'll get you familiar with Concord, no problem. So what we've got here is the Concord inbox. We have this intake section, which has been there for a little while now. What is new is this forms option. So this was not there before. This got released, I believe, like on Monday or something. It's only a few days old now in production. So the way that this works, let's say that I want to create a new form to have different people come in and fill out. So the way that that's going to happen is I create a new form here. Now you can see we have some different options. So let's say that we want to build a form for, I don't know, Casey, you got any ideas? What kind of form do we want to build? I already have a bunch of them. So I'm like, let's say that I have okay, let's do this. I need a budget approval. So I want to build a form to actually submit a budget approval to my finance team. That's what we're going to build here. So budget approval, I'm going to now choose. So I need that to go to Daniel Brown, who's on my finance team, who takes these requests. I can put in some guidance here. This is crazy. You thought Concord was just for contracts. Nope, you can use it for everything. You're then going to also choose a template. I don't have one built out for this because normally I would need to, have this all predetermined, but I'm just gonna use this one as an example. Just I'm not gonna actually show you the thing, but all right, great. Wow, struggling here. Awesome. So you build your form and then the form is now ready to go. So if I'm a requester, I'm going to come into this intake process. And remember, you can either access intake here or you can also access it through your dropdown if you have that option turned on. So I'm going to go ahead and come in here, create intake requests, and now I have some new options. So now I have all the different forms that I can choose from. We do have that guidance here, so I can look at, use this form to create a mutual NDA, use this to create an MSA for clients, use this to, submit contracts, so you got all these different options here ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and use the MSA in this case because that one's all prepared and ready to go. So I'm going to choose a due date first. Hey, I need this done by, Tuesday the 13th. I'm going to put a title in here. So I'm going to do a new MSA for my client who is Nike. I can go ahead and put some details about this. Every legal person knows it needs to be done yesterday, so go ahead and do it ASAP. I can attach a file here if I have one. So let's say that my new vendor, my whoever, my partner has sent a contract to me that I need the legal team to review. I can go ahead and add that as an attachment. Or maybe I'm collecting a certificate of insurance here because I'm doing a new contract for a vendor, but I need some additional documentation with that, so I can go ahead and attach something here. I can also, they need to be on _4 though, Casey. Just say no. So not everybody with
_4.
not everyone with a, yeah. So we'll talk about that later. I'll cover it. We also have the questions here that were filled out before. So number one, how many licenses does this require? I'll go ahead and put that. What's the service level term? So whatever questions you want to collect, you can go ahead and have them fill out here. And now I'm going to submit that request. The submission works very similar to how it worked previously, which is the person that is automatically assigned to this request is now going to receive an email letting you know, hey, this new submission has been, this new request has been submitted, I should say. They're going to get an email that looks like this. Let me just show it to you. So this is the email that goes out, new intake request, new MSA for Nike. So that goes out to them. They can click into that request and that just takes them right into the screen, basically in Concord. Now, once I have this request, I can ask questions here. So, I need more info, or I need more documentation, or whatever it might be. And so we can go back and forth and have a discussion right here on the document, on the request, I should say. But once I'm good with everything and I'm ready to move on, I'm going to go ahead and just click accept. And I'm going to turn this now into an actual document.
Do you need to have a template already created for this, or?
You do. Yep. You do have to already have a template created, which I did in this case. Yeah. So
There you
these
go, Annie.
questionnaires are tied to a template. That's a great
Yeah.
I should have brought that up sooner. So they are tied to specific templates in Concord. Yep. And as you can see, it asked me those two questions, which it did fill into the document here. So those have now been filled out. I have the document ready to go. Now, what's happening here? Anyone who let me pause here. Let's answer some questions. So,
Yeah.
thank you, Annie. So Heather, to answer your question, are the comments public to anyone with access to the form? Yes. So if you have access to the form, you will be able to see the comments and the questions that are on the form. That being said, the only people that will have access to the form are people that have been added to it explicitly, or someone who's an admin of the account. That's who would be able to see the form itself. Here's another question. Does the intake form show up in a task list or just an email notification? I'll show that in just a second, so hold that for now. Can you assign the intake request to a team instead of an individual? That is something we are going to be adding soon. Right now, it is individual only. So I do agree with you. It should be team-based. We are adding that. Right now, it's just individual only.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in using Teams when implementing, so that'll be nice once we can do it here too.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and move on. So where I'm at now with the request is if I go into my summary sheet in Concord, I'll be able to see that that was linked. Uh-oh. Yep, there it is. I'm like, I think it's there. So in your summary sheet, you have the intake request link. So I can see that that was linked back here on this date. Now, when I go back into my request, whether I'm the person that submitted it or the person working on it, I'm now able to see that this document was created from that request. I can see the status of the document and all the information that was on the request here as well. And so now that's going to show up right here in my intake request view where I can see all the requests that I'm working on. I can see when it was created, when it's due, who's currently it's assigned to, all these different things.
Does it
So that will
do tasks as well? So does it show under your tasks? Like,
It does not show under tasks yet. That's a great question. That is on the roadmap. So right now it's only going to show under your intake now. We will be having that submit to the task list very soon. So right now the tasks are only if you need to sign something or if you
yep.
need to approve something. In the near future, you'll also have the intake requests that need to be taken care of, basically going to the task. We're actually going to be building a lot on the task part of Concord. That's going to change quite a bit. And intake is going to be part of that. Yeah.
Nice.
Other questions? So let me just recap real quick. So the power of this feature is that you can now standardize how people are submitting their requests into the system, and not only standardize it, but then take the data you're collecting and move that into an actual template that's already built in Concord. So you're completely automating that process. And for those of you that are familiar with Concord, you'll also know that template can also have the built-in approval workflows, the built-in signature flows, all the different things that you already have with your templates in Concord. And so literally they're filling out a request form, that's creating the document, and then that's also, you could then from there kick off your approval workflows, you could kick off your signature flows, all the different things you want to do in the system. And so we're just trying to really make that whole process as automated as possible, which I think we're getting much closer than we were before with that process. So that's why I'm excited about it. I get these requests from existing customers as well as new prospects all the time. How do we collect the data from our end users and then actually turn that into a document in Concord? Well, now you can do that here in the system. And like I said, you don't only have to do this with contracts. You could literally do this for anything. This could be for budget approval requests. This could be for risk assessments. Like I have one of my large customers who I don't think is on the call. I didn't see them. But before anyone signs up for a new vendor in their company, they have to go through this whole risk assessment process. They're actually using this now for that. So they're actually using this to be able to build that risk assessment form. They have to come in and fill it out, and then that gets submitted over to their risk team to be able to manage it from there. And it actually fills out the entire form in Concord for them. So it's a pretty powerful feature. It's going to take a little bit of setup to kind of get it to that point, but that's where our team comes in. You can work with your CSM here to help you out with that. Your CSM should either be Vanessa, Blake, or Casey. If it's someone other than that, let us know and we'll get you reassigned to the right people here.
Yeah. Question from Robert in there. Can they edit the intake form? So, or how would you do that? You can create one, but you can't edit or delete it. I'm assuming that's based on role, but I'll let you go through that.
Yeah, it probably is based on your role. You can edit the intake form. So if I click back into my forms here, you'll see I have full edit rights in the tool. So I can come in here, I can make any edits I want to the form, and I can also delete it. Yeah, so if you're not able to do that, it probably is a permission thing. Honestly, I have not really dove into the permissions for this feature yet. Let me go look at them really quick, specifically for that one. And let's just take a look. Nope, that's where I want to go. All right, so the feature, did we add any new ones? Nope, it's still the same. So we have these two in the permissions. We have two different things for intake requests. We have can a user submit and can they edit their own request? So this is probably what's causing that if you can't do it. And then we also have can create, edit, and then create form. So it's one of these permissions that's basically turned off or on that is probably stopping that. So we could help you with that on the permission side. Yeah, Annie, if you want us to help you show you how to create a template, easy to do. I mean, it's very simple. So you come into Concord here. You probably have the document builder turned on. So you just click in a document builder. You click create template. I want to do a standard template in this case. I'm going to upload my doc here because I have an existing Word doc that I want to bring in. I'll turn that into a live document in Concord, and then I'll go ahead and just create that in the system now. Don't know what that error is. No idea. That's very weird. Oh, it's because I think I see what I'm doing here. Casey, we may have a bug here.
Hey, look at that.
I think
I'll
I
get it to
see a
the,
bug.
yeah,
Let's see here.
I'll let the support team know. Oh, I know.
Yeah, it looks like it is. Anyway, I see where the bug is, but yeah, so that's how you create the template in Concord. Once you have your Concord template created, then you can go ahead and insert your different fields. So to insert a field, you come in here, you choose who that's going to be assigned to. Let's say we wanted that to be an internal user, and then you'll have your smart fields here. If you don't have a smart field you want to create, you can create those first, and then you'll just drag and drop those into the document. These are the fields that will then be available for you to automatically fill in as you're creating that intake. So any questions about that, we're happy to help you with it. Super simple to set it up, and we can run you through that. Yeah, and just as a reminder, where you set up your smart fields is here under the automations. You'll come into your smart fields and you can build any field you want in the system.
Yeah. Hey, Jennifer, just to answer yours, the drop down, that's just under your settings. So it's a different view that you can utilize instead of
You're,
just clicking into it. There's a drop down
yeah, you're looking at the OG
shortcut.
way of doing things. So it's right here. So if you go to your account, personal details, this display shortcut menu, I highly recommend to turn that on. That used to be the way we did Concord back in the day, and then we turned it off by default so people would focus on a doc builder, but it's how I prefer to use Concord. So yeah, you just turn it on right there. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone will get a copy of the webinar after the call here today, so you'll be able to review all this information. And like I said, I mean, I think pretty much everyone on this call is a Concord customer. So just reach out to us. We're more than happy to help you. You can reach out to support directly. You can reach out to me directly. I'm going to go ahead and put my email address here. So if you have any questions about your account, I probably am your account manager. So I'm more than happy to assist you with that. So reach out to that email there. You may be on an older plan of Concord. Like I said, we can talk about what it would take to get you on a new plan. Some people it may not cost anything more. Some people it might cost a little bit more. It kind of just depends on which plan and package you're on today. So, and with that plan upgrade, you're also getting access to all the other new features. So we have intake requests, we have AI extraction, we have AI copilot. We have lots and lots of different things we've released in the tool. We have system-wide workflows, which is something we should do a webinar on at some point. It's actually crazy what these system-wide workflows can do. They're very, very powerful. So you can now like automate the behind the scenes. You can have things automatically routing to folders. You can have people automatically added to documents based on document type. Like there's all sorts of stuff you can do with this now. So really cool stuff that we are releasing in Concord.
Yeah, I love properties too. I just kind of jumping on that train there, but properties are the way to go if you're not using them. It's really great way to search and keep your documents updated. A lot easier than tags. Just gonna plug
Cool.
that real quick.
Absolutely. And Michelle, yeah, I agree with you. We'll do a webinar on system-wide workflows. Absolutely. We can put that together. Not a problem. I think we're going to go to a weekly webinar cadence here in the near future. So we'll probably do a weekly webinar on the big issue is we're releasing so many new features. So we got to stay on top of it. We got to stay, keep all of our customers informed what we're doing. There's a lot of stuff coming. So we'll definitely do that. Quick transition here, talking about what's coming, and keep your questions coming if you have any, but I'm going to jump back into the thing here. So this is what we're working on next. We are completely redoing from scratch our DocuSign integration. Obviously, you don't have to use DocuSign with Concord. You can use Concord's built-in e-signature, which is awesome. But we have a lot of customers, especially a lot of our enterprise customers who they already have DocuSign deployed to the entire organization. Some customers have different reasons where they have to use DocuSign, for like qualified e-signature or for, stamping or different things in different countries or regions. And so sometimes you just have to use DocuSign. So we are completely reworking that entire integration. It will be a bi-directional sync. It's going to be very, very cool when it's done. It is already in development, and so that should be coming out here probably in the next, I would say, month to 2 months. We'll have that released to everybody. So look for that. That's coming soon.
Just
The
in
other
time for
thing,
summer.
just in time for summer. Yep, be able to have full integration, full automation with that. So yep, be great. The other thing that we're working on is our AI Copilot. We are just about to release that to all of our customers that have AI enabled, probably in the next week or two. It's just about to get released. And I'll give you a quick demo of what that looks like. Once again, I showed this a little bit on the last webinar, but I'm happy to just, show you one more time if you haven't seen that yet. So the idea behind the Copilot, right now, this lives only on the document level. We are incorporating this into the entire account, meaning that you'll be able to get to that Concord home screen, which is the inbox view, and you literally just have the Copilot that has access to all of your documents in the tool. So you could ask it like, hey, show me every single contract that has limitation of liability over $1 million. It'll just pull a list for you. You can ask it to show you all contracts that have a certain clause in them or certain language or terms, or give you the risk assessment for all contracts in your database. Like there's some amazing things it can do. That piece of it is probably a few months away, but right now what we have is what we call the doc level, which is basically I'm on a document in Concord, whether this is a PDF, a Word doc, whatever, whether it's my contract or my external parties, doesn't matter. You just got the document here. I can ask this Copilot questions and it's going to give me responses based on, the questions I'm asking it. So we have a few prompts at the top here, but you can actually just ask it anything. Basically works like ChatGPT or Gemini or any of the other, leading tools that are out there. It is specifically designed to work with contracts. If you do ask it random questions about like, who's the next pope or, who the next pope is going to be, it will probably tell you, yeah, this is just for contracts. It's not going to do that. So you can't really use it just for like general AI purposes, but you can use it to review your contracts and to give you feedback. The other thing that we have some customers on beta already, and the thing that they're using it for is like, hey, can you rewrite this clause for me? Can you make this more one-sided on my side, or can you make this more mutual? Things like that. So there's some pretty cool stuff you can do with it. Right now, it is only giving you the feedback. We're not actually altering the document yet, but where we are headed in the near future is you will be able to have this actually redline the contract for you, suggest redlines. It can make changes for you. So if you say, hey, I want you to update, clause section 2.4 with my preferred language, it could actually do that for you. So there's some pretty cool stuff that we're working on here for the future. Concord, if you didn't already know this, we are moving to like an AI forward company in general. And so all of our teams are coding in AI, all of our projects are AI first. So we're trying to just incorporate as much of that into the platform as possible. Of course, we have zero attention data policies. It's all extremely secure. No one has access to your data. And also, we don't train our models using any of our customer data. So you can rest assured that we don't have access to it. The AI doesn't have access to it. It's that zero attention policy. So if you have more questions about that, just let us know and we're happy to share the information with you. Casey, thoughts?
I was just gonna say the only thing that's not AI right now is me in support, and then we got Blake and Vanessa helping everybody out. So you've got the human element. So if you're not sure where to go, we're here to help you out.
Well, time for the big reveal. Casey is actually a robot.
It's true. It's true.
No, he's real.
I'd be a lot better at chess if I was a robot. My brother always beats me. My dog probably could too, but that's how it goes. You win some, you lose some.
Absolutely. Awesome. Feel free to ask any more questions. We'll stick around here for a little bit if you do have any. And feel free, like I said, feel free to reach out to me via email if you have plan questions, pricing questions, or if you just have any general questions about how to use Concord. Feel free to reach out.
Yeah, reach out to me, support, here to help, provide any context that you need. Make sure that you're using it to the best of its ability, right? So we'll help you get it configured too.
Yeah, hopefully you all are getting excited about the future of Concord. I'm personally am very excited. I've been here since the very beginning, and it's just really cool to see that we are still around, we're thriving, and we're making the platform better, you know, really every week at this point. So hopefully your lives will all be much easier because of the changes that we're making. That's the idea. Otherwise, I don't know why we're doing all this for, you know. But yeah, absolutely.
That's the plan.